Hey everybody, welcome to Sophquest. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome in if you're new to the channel. So I wanted to let you know the reading you're about to hear is going to span the time of about 2 weeks from the energy of that full moon we just had on Friday, the 19th of November, that was in Taurus, and the new moon that we're going to be having on December 4th in Sagittarius. So we're moving from the last week of Scorpio season last week to fire into Sagittarius season for the next 4 weeks. Now, I know I didn't do a reading last week for you guys. I'm sorry about that interruption. I had to adjust to a change in my medical procedure, my schedule, the way I do it. And I needed time to fill up my own well, so I have something to give to you guys, right? So thank you for understanding that. I do appreciate it. Again, this is going to cover 2 weeks, so I hope you enjoy the reading. And now, there you go. On to the reading. Hi Scorpio, my name is Spence, and today we're going to use two gorgeous decks, Denise Linn's Sacred Traveler Oracle cards and the Crystal Visions Tarot, and this is by Jennifer Galasso. This is by Denise Linn. Two of my go-to decks that I love and I think you'll enjoy. Alright, so let's just jump right in. If you would, Scorpio, just get settled in with me. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season so far. One came out, okay. Pull a couple of more. Okay, Scorpio. And that. All right, wonderful. Scorpio, today you get Desert Passage. Desert Passage, and this says, trust that there's a divine plan. So if you're going through a little bit of a dry spell right now, and that really could be any kind of dry spell, actually, then taking shelter. The answers are within. So, time alone maybe right now to think about things in a really deep way. You just came out of your season. You just had a big new moon, trying to begin something new in your life, a new habit, something you're making real. And then with the full moon in Taurus, your opposite axis, your 7th house, could be about partnerships, marriages, things like that. Could also involve finances, budgeting, financial planning, that kind of thing. And then we have stepping into power. Right? So you are moving forward. You are strong beyond measure. But it seems to me like maybe you're going through something right now. I can see that. Okay? So let's see what this is about. I'm going to pull a 9-card spread for you today. I'm also going to read the bottom of the deck, the bottom 3 cards on the deck. That always gives me an indication of what's going on sort of internally, subconsciously, and it really lends to the 9 card to tell me what we're talking about in some ways, okay? And of course the oracles are kind of an overall theme that I can see happening. So this is a reading, like I said, for 2 weeks, all right? This will take us through the new moon, the first new moon of the new season. We're in Sagittarius season now. Sagittarius is your 2nd house, so I am thinking there's going to be some financial indications here for you coming up. Okay, that feels pretty good. I did shuffle these quite a bit before I turned on the camera, so if you would just settle in with me, right? Let's do what we do. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Get some oxygen in the brain, right? Lowers the cortisol, brings down stress, helps you relax, settle in. Drop your shoulders, relax your spine. That feels really good. Okay, cutting the deck for you, Scorpio. Let's see what we see, all right? You have the Empress, the 3 of Pentacles. I'm going to show you every card on this table, of course, reading horizontally, vertically, and big picture, all right, as well as the 3 under the deck. Then the King of Swords. Okay, that's nice. I see the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Wands. There's that new beginning in Sagittarius, the new moon, I would think. Lovers. 5 of Wands, yeah, I can see this. Okay, and the Magician. You're making a decision to change something, and I have a feeling it might be actually trying something new in your relationship, right? Giving some new life, some new zhuzh, a little change up to improve things, perhaps, in your relationship. If it isn't in a relationship and you're alone, then it could be a relationship with your family members or other people that, you know, are around you, like at work, that kind of thing. People that you're in and amongst in your environment. Okay, now we have the 6 of Wands, 3 of Cups, High Priestess. All right, let me take a look at this for a second. going to take a sip of water, Scorpio, and see what's going on. Okay. You know, I think you had a very deep season, and I think that you probably have been trying to figure out some things about yourself, right? Like what it is that you're willing at this point to cleanse and clear out of your life. It doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't mean letting go of people, friends, or lovers, or anything like that. I mean, it could be, certainly, but it may not be. It could just be something within yourself, a habit, or something about yourself that you've just always wanted to do. Something you've always wanted to challenge yourself to do. You know, Scorpio? I think you're really wanting to feel like you understand people in a different way as well. Get along with people in a new way, maybe. I don't know, maybe it's just that you've been so incredibly intense. Like, haven't we all, right? In the last couple of years, but probably you especially. And maybe you're wanting to lighten up a little bit. But right now, with these eclipses, right, this is a big change that we're embarking on over the next 6 months or so. And, you know, the eclipses are going to be in the Taurus, Scorpio kind of axis, right? Because the north and south node, the nodes of the moon are moving into Taurus, Scorpio. It's a big time for you. It's a transformational time in your life for the next couple of years because of that, because of the north node in Taurus and the south node in Scorpio. It's going to affect you, right? So let's look at these under the oracles. We have Desert Passage. Trust there's a divine plan. When I see Desert Passage, it usually does mean that you're feeling like things just haven't been that easy. Like it's just been challenging, right? Your day to day. And I've been through a bit of a dry spell one way or another, right? And taking shelter, the answers are within. So kind of like 40 days, 40 nights in the desert, like the hermit does, right? Going out on your own or sitting alone, being on your own, or just being incredibly internal, right? And trying to figure things out that you need to. If you've been in a healing process, that's something you've been working through, right? That makes sense. But stepping into power says you're strong beyond measure. So no matter what you're going through right now, Scorpio, you can make it. You can, one day at a time, little by little, right? Little by little. Every morning you wake up and you take one step forward and you say, today, if this is all I can do, it's enough. And on days when I don't feel like I am that I am strong, or days that I don't feel like I want to share and be with others, I can take some time alone and be kind to myself and give myself what I need, and then that gives you a sense of empowerment because you're giving yourself the time and the growing room to think and feel and not just robot through your life, right? Allow for that depth because there are changes I think you're really trying to make internally. Under the deck, I see the Six of Wands. This is about being seen and heard and appreciated. It's when we feel like a winner. It's when we get a win. So, hey, you're working on something, and I know it has to do with other people. So I think you are trying to improve your relationships. You're also wanting to be seen and heard. And you're also probably at the point where you need the respect that you deserve, and you're not going to lower your standards about that, right? Have you been thinking and feeling, you know, I'm really not feeling like I'm being heard and respected, and I'm going to take a stand or make a boundary about it? Maybe you're working on your boundaries. Maybe someone else that you love in your friend group or your family, or maybe if you're married, your spouse, maybe they're saying that to you and they're establishing some boundaries because you're a really strong personality, right? So when relationships are working 50-50, then that's smooth sailing and great. I mean, not all relationships are 50-50. Some are 60-40. It depends on your level of health, your level of strength at the time. Whatever it is, you're trying to get into balance with the people in your life. And you really want to feel like the best of yourself. With the High Priestess, I think this is really encouraging you to trust that your instincts are telling you the right thing, right? About people, about what you need from them, about what they need from you. This is internal, the 3 cards under the deck, that tell me a little bit about the subconscious. You may not even be consciously aware of it. Maybe you're dreaming at night about, working things out with people in your dreams. Because I think inside you're trying to tell yourself, maybe I could do things a little differently, right? Maybe not take offense if I've been taking offense a lot lately because maybe you've been a bit defensive, or vice versa. If someone else has been really defensive with you, right, and taking offense, maybe you're thinking, well, maybe if I approach this differently, we could get along a little bit better and a little bit easier. But trust your instincts about that, about what you're feeling when you're in the company of others, like whether or not it feels comfortable or uncomfortable, right? Something inside of you is trying to give you an indication about that. That maybe instead of glossing over things with people, staying on the surface and being superficial, maybe it's time to talk and go a little deeper and figure stuff out with your relationships. I'm feeling, I know that full moon in Taurus was in your 7th house of partnership. So if you're married, I think that has bearing on your marriage for sure. But right now I'm thinking it might be a friend. I know that it also might be a family member because I'm seeing friend, family, and lover here. So it may be everybody. So maybe it's just you going through this incredible, what I call personal renaissance. All right, let's go across the horizontal. I see the Empress, right? Something inside of you is growing. And again, the 3 of Pentacles. Under the deck, we have the 3 of Cups. Again, this is trying to get along with others, working well with others, working in conjunction with others. And maybe, because you're so decisive, you know what you know what you feel, you know what you like, or you're really trying to. Maybe you're coming across a little sharp, but there's nothing wrong with knowing what you know. And there's nothing wrong with speaking it and being decisive and having boundaries. But the King of Swords is incredibly strong. And if people are incredibly sensitive right now, maybe they're taking you the wrong way, right? So it's saying, I think, what's growing inside of you is the way to communicate, perhaps in a way that's a little bit more conducive to team player kind of energy, right? You want to be a team player. So we'll see what this is as we go forward here. Okay, so in the second row, I have the 4 of Pentacles. Someone in the situation, and like I said, if this is with all of your relationships and you're just having trouble getting along for some reason, we all go through stuff, I have a medical issue. There are just times where I'm in pain and it's hard to even communicate with people, right? I'm grimacing and they think I'm in a bad mood or something when I'm not. It's just that. We all go through all kinds of different stuff. So it could be anything, but you're holding something in, or someone is holding back maybe, because there's something that you haven't been able to quite get over. The 5 of Cups for me, I know they say it's don't cry over spilled milk, but I always feel like that minimizes the emotion, how it actually feels to be in the 5 of Cups. You're either sad or you're grieving or you're just feeling at a loss. And the way I like to describe the 5 of Cups is that it's something that's been really hard to get over, okay? And so maybe that's why you're a bit shut down, or someone is, if this isn't you. But that Sagittarius new moon on December 4th is going to be a new lease on life. This is the Ace of Wands. It's fire. You're in a fire season now. And this is exactly what I think you need. I think an injection of inspiration, a new way of trying to do something, a new way of communicating, a new way of taking in some divine inspiration, and then allowing yourself to be creative with it, to get inspired and do something new in your life. I think you're really wanting to do something new. And with these 2 3s, I think it's with others, right? Getting along really well with others. On the bottom, I'm seeing the Lovers. So again, for some of you where this is a 7th house issue, you're dealing with a partner. If the partner's shut down, right, then I think it's just about the fact that you got to You gotta live and let live, love and let love, grow and let grow. So we're all going through such a growth process right now that, you know, you're not the only one going through stuff. So is your partner. So are the people in your life that you love. And we all grow at different times, at different rates, in different ways, right? And we all have different catalysts that kind of trigger us into growth. We usually don't grow when when everything's great, right? And everything is just like easy. It's always during the tough times, right? I said in one video before, necessity is the mother of invention. And I'm kind of seeing that here. So I do think it's a relational issue that you're working with right now. All right, on this vertical, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So working well with others, getting along with others has been difficult. Something happened, it was difficult to get over. And the Five of Wands is when, instead of getting along well and saying the right thing and somebody else saying the right thing and it being easy, it isn't. It's Five of Wands, irritating, annoying, difficult, conflicting, or, you know, no matter who it is, you know, it could be you one day and another person the next day, but it's just clashing wills. Sometimes a battle of egos or a battle of wills. And sometimes we're in our ego and we don't realize it, you know. And of course, when readers say ego, we don't mean vanity, okay? What we mean is your ego construct, right? The psychological part of you that understands yourself and your identity. That's your human ego. So when we say, you know, in your ego, that's what we're talking about. In the real 3D, moving through life, busy, you know, taking care of things and exerting our personality and our will to get things done. So sometimes we have to take a step back and step outside of our ego and get a little bit more of a macro vision instead of such a micro vision. You know, when we're just so single-minded on something, and instead look at the bigger picture to get a little bit more of a perspective. That way we can empathize. Then we have the ability to put ourselves into somebody else's shoes and see it from their perspective, right? So somebody in the situation, whether it's you, them, or all of you, because life is hard for everybody right now, getting a perspective from, you know, from other points of view, that's an important thing that we're all having to practice right now with each other, because life's a bit challenging for all of us. Okay, so then we have the King of Swords. So you're definitely trying to be really decisive here, and I'm saying it's you because on this vertical I'm seeing the Magician. And when the Magician is always you. So when, you know, it's what you are trying to manifest, what you're trying to create, what you're trying to do. So I think you're trying to make a decision and start something new that inspires you. It's like you want to do something that gets you feeling really hopeful, enthusiastic. Now, that's the beauty of Sagittarius season. It's one of my favorite seasons because, you know, it's ruled by Jupiter, and it sort of inject us with new energy and gives us that little bit of luck, that little bit of enthusiasm, that we can make the change, whatever change it is that we're trying to make. With an Ace of Wands, you're trying to make a change. It's like you've thought about it, you've decided to do it, you know, you're really wanting to get a win here with people. You want to feel like peas and carrots, peanut butter and jelly, get along, right? That's something that you know deep down that you really, really want to do. But more than that, the High Priestess is so very much, you know, it's about an inner knowing. It's not logical, it's spiritual. It's like you feel it in your DNA, you feel it in your cells. You're vibrating with a kind of an inner knowing that to get along really, really well with others, right? To feel really good about yourself so that everybody else also gets to feel really good about themselves. You got to listen to that intuitive voice that says, okay, hold on. You want to come off as creative, right? Wanting to do things, not too harshly. You can be decisive without being too harsh or too bossy, right? And you can have your feelings, You can hold them within when you feel that's appropriate. And if you're dealing with something that's hard to get over, that's cool. We all go through that stuff when you're in a dry desert, in a desert passage. That's something that you should be able to do. And with the people that love you, you should be able to say out loud, you know, I just need to sit here in kind of a safe space with you. I've been feeling vulnerable, or I've just not felt like myself lately, or, you know, I'm going through something. I'm trying to get over something. If you could just be patient with me, right? If we could all, you know, in the moment when we're in contention with others, if we could have the mindfulness to take a breath or 3 deep breaths, right? And say that to someone, wouldn't we do better in relationship with other people? Trust me, I make the same mistake all the time. I don't do that. You know, I'm just riffing like, oh, this is how I feel. Here's the way I am, you know, take me or leave me. It's like that. But Scorpio, this is really telling you that inside you're telling yourself, I really want to get along better with others. And I need to feel the vibes of the room, right? It's like taking the temperature of the room to get along with people so that everybody feels seen and heard. That's what your inner voice is trying to tell you. So you know that there's some contention here. But you've got this energy here, wanting to create and bring something forward that helps you get along better with people by deciding to try harder to be a team player, right? That is something you are working on. As the magician, you are totally capable of doing it. And owning your feelings, right? 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands is having some inner struggle, having trouble getting over something that really hurt. The 5 of Cups is the center of your reading today. Honestly, what I want to say to you, Scorpio, is just own it. Just own the truth of it. You know, that you've been holding it in a little bit and unable to kind of get close emotionally or spiritually with someone, because when we go through stuff, when we're growing, sometimes we just have to do that on our own, right? We just have to kind of go through those growing pains on our own. That's what it means by taking shelter, taking time out. Because ignoring our feelings, shoving them down, repressing them, that doesn't help anyone at all. Most certainly not ourselves, and then in effect, no one else either, because then we are just staying on the surface and we're being superficial. So I would just maybe use that sort of truth and be completely transparent like the King of Swords. Well, you know, I'm having trouble getting over this. I'm going through this. This is how I'm feeling. I've got some ideas. I'm really wanting to make a change. And I know that this, you know, it's coming soon. I can feel myself moving forward. It's just taking me some time. So give me a chance to figure out what to do now as the magician. And if you can express yourself and say that to someone, say something similar to that at least, then they're going to understand. That's you stepping into your power. Not by being sharp-tongued or too decisive or too willful, but instead stepping into the power of your own vulnerability and transparency and telling someone that you're going through something. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I have great respect for someone that can do that, that can own their feelings and work through them in a positive way, transmute them, and turn whatever is in the shadow into light. Scorpio, I really wish you the best. I hope you have a happy holiday for the next couple of weeks. If you're American, happy Thanksgiving, and to anyone else in the world, I hope you enjoy your pre-holiday preparations, because it's always really fun. And I will be back with another reading for you on the 5th. Okay, so I'll talk to you then. Thank you, Scorpio. You take care. I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every single day.